look at this little baby.
Dad, that one's mine. Dad, that one's mine.
Hey, little baby.
Dad.
Is that one yours?
Dad, we don't matter if they're ours. We just share them.
We just share them.
Dad, I can't believe that one just came out.
Look, Livy. He wants me. Look. Oh. Hi, Bubby. Hi, Bubby. Alright, so we've got our 2 incubators. We are halfway through, so we've got about 8 days left on the hatch, and it'll be interesting to see when these guys hatch out. So with 3 days left, so once this hits day 3, the automatic turner will stop. And then we'll take the eggs out, we'll remove the rails, and put all the eggs on the bottom. For this one, it doesn't stop, so I'm just going off of this setup, and it's what I do to this one, we'll do to this one as well. And we'll remove the rails there and set the eggs down there on the bottom. And then they should, fingers crossed, all hatch about the same time within a 1 to 2 day range with them. So button quail eggs are really hard to see if they're fertile or not, but I do have a few lighter eggs, like this one right here is a little bit lighter in color. With me turning the lights off and it being pitch black down here, that should give me enough, hopefully enough darkness and then light with the candler to see if there's any development in there. And we'll see if there's any other eggs of lighter color. May not be. I'm not seeing too many light ones in there. Not too many light ones in there either. The dark brown ones, it's really difficult to see development in there. So we'll try a couple of them and see if we can see any difference or change. But really, there's a chance that we're not going to see much. So let's try it out. We're going to take the top off, handle some of these eggs, and see if hopefully we can get us, or at least see some fertile eggs. So let's try it out. Okay, so right off the bat, looking at this is the light egg that I have, and my light turned on my camera because it's dark, but you can see it's really light and no development. So egg number 1 is not fertile. So let's see if we can try a few other eggs. They're going to be darker, like I said, so we may not see the development like we want, but we'll give it a try. It's a pretty strong light here, so hopefully maybe it'll shine through on some of these eggs. Okay, so we did put some of the darker eggs down, and there were a few that weren't fertile, and you could kind of see through the eggs and tell that they weren't fertile, and there were some that, like this one, although the light on my camera makes it so you can't see it as good, but I think there's some development in there. The egg is a little bit more of a solid color. The light's not shining through it like the other ones, so I think we've got a chick in there. Again, like I said, just with these quail eggs being so dark, it is extremely difficult to see fertility in these eggs. So it's just let's let them go until hatch date and see where we're at. See what comes out at least. All right, guys, if you can see, kind of not the greatest light setting. We've got 2 days left, so the incubator stopped turning yesterday. I actually just manually turned it one time. Once it gets to 3 days left, it levels out and stops turning. So we're gonna open it up. We're gonna take all the eggs and the rails out, and we're just gonna lay the eggs across the bottom and let them sit there for the next 2 days, and then we will increase the humidity. We're gonna add some water in there, increase the humidity, and hopefully we'll have some chicks hatching out in a couple days. Okay, we've got all the trays moved out, the eggs all down there. We'll add some more water to increase our humidity to 60 to 70%. Wait a couple days and hopefully we'll have some chicks coming out in the next day or two. Let's take a peek at our new incubator. Looks like we've got one chick right there that has hatched. And looks like that might be the only one so far. You know, it's really hard to tell with the lighting, but many of these eggs have pipped. So, should be expecting some chicks to come out here pretty quick. He is the first one. Looks like just freshly came out. Very nice. Such a cute little sucker. And then let's try, I hear some peeps from this end, so let's take a peek in here. Got one right there. Out and about. And I don't see any others yet. So, one thing we do want to do is make sure we want to preserve the humidity inside there. So we're at 62% humidity, probably similar to there as well. We want to preserve that as much as we can, because if we open up the lids and I pull out those babies, that humidity will be lost, and it'll make it much more difficult for the other eggs to hatch out. Oh my goodness, he just came out of the egg.
Dad, did you see that egg move?
Yeah. There's probably gonna be some more chicks coming out. Careful.
Dad, is there gonna... that egg's moving.
And we've got quite a few eggs moving. Oh my goodness, literally just popped out of the egg. A
Dad,
nice yellow one.
This one.
So you know what color?
Dad.
Libby. So that one being a yellow chick like that, it's gonna be an all white button quail. Look at that egg moving a bunch.
Whoa.
That one's gonna be having a baby come out
Dad,
here pretty soon.
can we
Oh
check
my
on this
God.
one?
Okay guys, we're gonna take this one out. I've got my flashlight here. It's kind of dark down in here, sorry it's not the best of light. We're gonna open this up and pull this little guy out. He's been in here for 24 hours now. Almost 24 hours, probably about 22 hours. And then I'm gonna check the eggs with this light to see if there's any others that are trying to hatch out and just are having a difficult time. Or maybe we don't have any hatching out and he's just gonna be our only one from this incubator. So let's go ahead and look at that little guy. Okay, we're gonna put that right there. We'll set him down in there. So cute.
I want to try and play with him.
Just watch him for right now, okay? So we're just gonna look and see if we have any others trying to hatch.
Dad.
Got one right there that looked like it tried to hatch. Hold on, sweetie. I'm doing a video.
No, I
Look,
know which
you're
one.
standing right in the way.
Dad,
What?
I know which one tried to hatch.
Which one?
This one.
That one?
That one tried to hatch. A little bit. No, Dad. I put the other eggs on this side.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't see any that were hatching out. Okay guys, this might be chaotic because we've got so many in there. Olivia, you gonna help me count them?
Can I hold them?
When I put them down in the box, you can put your hand down in there. Okay. All right, Olivia, watch out so I can walk them back and forth, okay? So we had 20 babies hatch out so far in this other incubator. So with that one, we've got 21 total babies.
Dad, one ran over my foot. My hand.
Did it? What?
Actually, can I have the bright yellow that is just on my hand? Dad, so many birds are on my hand.
Okay, we've got our little, my daughter's here with me, we got a little makeshift box. Got our heat lamp, we got it to a good little height. So then if they were cold, they can go under here. If they're not cold, come over here. Try and keep the food and water away from the heat source so it doesn't spoil as quickly. And then you just kind of put your finger down there, make a little noise, and the chicks will come over and they'll see what you're doing. They're mimicking your finger as mom. Just shows them where the food is. Once they've discovered the food, then you're pretty good. See how they all come over to my finger? Many of them have already eaten the egg. Many have drank the water. So usually the first 2 days, I just give them straight hard-boiled egg. I take the shell off, make sure there's no shell on there because that could get stuck in their mouths and could injure them. And then after a couple days, then I introduce the chick starter mash, and we feed them that until they're close to feathered, and then we transition them to the adult. So well, you can see them all just huddled up there underneath. They are all still a little cooler because it's cold outside, and I just barely got the light set up. So once they start to warm up, they become like these guys and they start exploring around, see them pecking at the water and pecking at the food, which is good, right? And so once the others see these guys eating the food, then it teaches the rest of them to know where to go. You see the one just basking in the sun. That's okay. That's normal chick behavior. It's not injured. It's not dying. He's just nice and relaxed and soaking up that nice warm sun. Well, heat lamp that is like the sun, but look how cute. We got lots of different varieties. That bright yellow one will be white. A lot of the lighter ones will be grays or the light browns. And then you got a few different varieties of the dark brown ones that will, I don't see this one over here in between the rocks. Maybe a Vader. No, it's not a Vader because it's lighter. Usually the Vaders are really dark brown. I'm not seeing any of those ones this round. But we've got some wild types in there. We've got some light browns, some whites, some goldens. So we've got a pretty good little variety here. All these chicks, they're so cute. Literally 24 hours and younger is how old these chicks are. The size of a nickel. There's the reason why they are called a button quail. Avery, put your finger down next to one of them so we can show you just how tiny these guys are. That's my 10-year-old right there. And usually they're young enough, you put your hand down in there and they'll jump up and snuggle up into your hands. They want the companionship. They want to be tucked in by mom. See how it jumps up on her fingers? They want to snuggle up in there. Truly, they're so stinking cute. I love them. Anyways, we got a pretty good hatch. We got a few other chicks finishing hatching out in the incubator that I had to help. The membrane of the egg got stuck around them, so I had to help them to hatch out. So we'll see if those ones make it, but we'll let them sit in the incubator for probably until tomorrow, and then we'll pull them out and put them in here with these guys when they're dried and strong. Look at them all running in the water. They are so cute. I just can't stand it. Alright guys, you can see the aftermath. Still got a few hatched eggs in there. This is 3 days past the hatch date, and I do keep the eggs in there and let them incubate a few days afterwards, just in case there's any late stragglers. For example, on this one, on day 18, we had 21 chicks hatch out, and then close to, if not almost the 24-hour mark later, I almost was gonna turn the incubator off. So it was 2 mornings after I came back down, and I had 5 more chicks that had hatched out. So we hatched out 26 total chicks out of this one, and 3 chicks out of this one. Now, again, these eggs were 3+ weeks old. So not very fresh. I expected a low hatch rate. Was hoping for a little bit better than 3, to be honest with you, but only 3 hatched out. I will, as what I do always, and I'm not going to show it on video, I will crack open every egg as I dispose of them to see if there was a full chick in there or not. This one, in the past, has had usually about 3 or 4 chicks that are full development, full term, but never hatched out. We're gonna see on this one. So I put in a total of, on this incubator, we put in a total of 41 eggs, and we had 27 out of the 41 eggs hatch. Sorry, 26 out of the 41 eggs hatch, which gives us roughly about a 63, round up 64% hatch out rate, which is great. Majority of these eggs were fresh. I did carry, I had quite a few eggs that had been piling up for several weeks. So some of the eggs that were in here were older eggs as well that I had collected with those eggs prior. So pretty good results there. And I end up putting 33 of the older eggs in there. 3 of them hatched out, which really gives us about that 10% hatch out rate. In the past, with the fresh eggs, I have had roughly 50 to 60% hatch out rates with fresh eggs put in there. So I think as far as performance goes, very similar in comparing to previous hatch rates with this incubator. Fairly similar as far as the percentage of hatch outs go. I do like the functions on this one a little bit better. I love the handle, which was really nice. I love how it tells you your humidity. With us being here in Utah, we have, even in the middle of winter with snow on the ground, we have low humidity rates. And so that really helps out, whereas this one doesn't tell you humidity. You just basically kind of look at the moisture on the sides of the walls, and so that is something that I do appreciate with this incubator. But overall, this one has done great. It's got the job done. I've done 4 hatch outs with this incubator since I've bought it, and overall, I mean, excluding this one because it was old eggs, overall I've been impressed, and it's been a great incubator. I think some of the new enhancements that they've done with this chickcozy incubator has been great. place to put your thermometer so you can see up front what your temperature is, and then also, you know, you have your clock-in temperature right here. You've got your humidity rates. It's got how many days left. You can set certain times and days. Once it gets down to 3 days left, then it stops rotating the eggs, which is really nice. Whereas this one, it just continuously rotates the eggs. You have to take the tray out for it to not do it anymore. So just a few things, compare and contrast, that I really like. I do like this pull-out tray that you can put in your water with. It makes it really nice and easy to add the water in, whereas this one has your bottle, and you gotta take the bottle off, put it in, and then flip it over and put it back down. Usually I spill water every time, but still gets the job done. You have to have this elevated. See, it's on a little lid, elevated just a little bit higher so that the water does drain down into the incubator. So just a few things to compare and contrast, but overall, great hatch out. 29 babies overall that we were able to hatch out between the two eggs, or the two incubators, and they're doing really well. They're scrambling all over the place in their temporary home. I've just got them in a temporary holding box. I usually keep them in there for about 3 to 5 days, making sure that they're eating good, they're drinking fine, they're starting to develop their little feathers on their wings, because they do develop them very quickly. And then once I see that the chicks are doing really nice, then I've got a section set aside in my aviary on the ground with a heat lamp that will move them in there. But overall, success. Really enjoyed the new incubator. chickcozy did a great job. A lot of new enhancements on it, and for an affordable price that you can hatch out, incubate quite a few different eggs at one time, ranging all the way down from your button quail eggs, which are your smallest, all the way up to your pheasant eggs, which are great. So overall, great performance, great results, and enjoyed the little test run that we did. We'll be using it more in the future.